They're nothing but the fate, is God's really not. Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah, this that hip-hop body, rock, hardcore, karate, chop, neo-Nazi, nasty, not feel it in my chest. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame. He's an automatic lame, heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go, plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics, paint a picture so vivid, the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava, words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play no. I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your juggler when I'm on stage. Until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it, how I do it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. My crew's the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging it, and I'm still hanging it. And I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms, I got a lot of soul. I found the pot of gold, I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample from me, so get up.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game. You're tripping. How you high? No,
It is
high
Super Bowl
expectations.
I don't know what we're doing in the front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
What the fuck?
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 161. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
And our special...
Hey, I'm here.
There is Mahlon. Mahlon, would you like to introduce yourself?
You skip me just like you skip Thanksgiving with that goddamn Christmas tree. You son of a bitch. Co-host Mahlon Dennis. How's everybody doing today? Night? Whatever.
Doing good. And our special first half guest, he's back. Junebug Spade. What's
Hey.
up, June?
What's going on? I'm back after a week hiatus. I've returned.
You were absolutely missed. There was no
Oh yeah.
no joking on that one. Gentlemen, we are joined once again. Come together as we usually do for our Wednesday opening shot.
Oh, look at that. I got some rum and coke. What's up?
Oh,
There you go.
little mixed drink.
Oh my god. This might be the first time that everybody has alcohol at the same time in months.
Yeah,
I've been
I
very
would say so.
in this show. In fact, it looks like Nestor might have water though. He's trying to play the game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I still got
there it
the
is.
there.
By the way, I took that shot with my Washington Husky shot glass.
Nice.
Oh. Number 5 should be number 3. It's Florida State ain't played nobody. In Michigan, bunch of damn cheaters.
There's a little preview to later in the show. Folks, if you are new to our podcast, we are an NBA and NFL show. So if you are a fan of either one of those leagues, this is a show for you. We live stream on YouTube every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to click the first link in your podcast description below to be taken to the YouTube version of this episode. Just click subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we go live, just in case you forget what's going on Wednesday nights. With that being said, I don't think I'm missing anything else. Let's just hop right into the recap for this week. We are in about to be in week 10 here, which is crazy. We're more than halfway through the year at this point, through the NFL year. But let's start off with the Sunday, not the night game. It was the 4:30 game, but the Eagles and Cowboys game. It was in Philly, with the Eagles holding on 28-23 was the final score. Great game. Absolutely great game. Better than the night game. June, we'll start with you. How confident should Dallas fans be when it comes to playing teams with winning records?
You know, I think they're fine. That game just got away for a second. In the third quarter, had some mishaps, some penalties. Our right tackle decided he wouldn't block anymore and left our quarterback wide open to get sacked a few times. But I think Dallas is fine. I mean, we got a lot of season left. Uh, I said it would take 8 weeks for the Cowboys to get this offense together. In the last 3 weeks, we've seen the ball go down the field more and more. CD Lamb with 3 straight 100-yard games. Dak with 2 straight 300-yard games. It just came up a little bit short. I think Dallas is fine. I think besides the penalties, I think Dallas really outplayed Philly in that matchup. They harassed Jalen Hurts a lot. He didn't do the spectacular stuff that he did. They did a good job on AJ Brown. I mean, the guy had 5 or 6 straight games with 125 yards and 2 touchdowns a game. So to take him to 60 yards and 1 touchdown, that tells you that the team was playing good. Just a couple of ball bounces here and there, and Dallas wins that game. So I think Dallas is fine. I think the second time they play in Dallas, you're going to see a different game. So I got a lot of confidence in coming up against teams with winning records that they're going to be fine.
Go ahead, Mahlon.
Well, I mean, I love June's confidence. His team, he should. Cowboys fan. Bottom line is they've played 2 teams win record and haven't won either of them. The Chargers barely count because they have a 500 record. So they did beat them 20-17. So that's
We
cute.
beat the Jets and they was 1-0. So
Okay, June. That's like
just
saying your
I'm
first
just
kiss
putting
with
it out
your sister.
there.
Let's just calm down. You beat Zach Wilson. All right. Now, here's why the Cowboys should not be worried about teams with winning records. You ready for this? They got 9 games left. They're 5-3. Only 5 of them are against teams with winning records. So they're gonna have 4 games against some pretty terrible people. Games against winning records, so they could still end up 9-8 and make the playoffs. Are we like are we thinking they're title contenders? Because if we are, then yes, they have a problem. Then they're gonna have to beat teams with winning records once they get to the playoffs. But right now, no, they're 5-3, man. They still control their destiny. Even some of the teams that they have with a winning record, I mean, yes, they played Philly tough. So, yeah, they could end up beating Philly. I'm sorry, June. I'm still gonna have to go with my Seahawks because I'm a homer. On 11:30. They got a good chance against Miami too. So I still think that um, Dallas could end up winning 10, 11 games, but at worst, they're going to win 9 games, and they're still going to find themselves in the playoffs. It might only be the second time since they won their last Super Bowl that they have a winning record for 3 straight years. If they win 9 games, but that's beside the point. So yeah, I mean, I'm not that worried about it. They're still a playoff team. They're a playoff team, baby.
I agree with you. Everything you said, except for the Seahawks thing.
I was about to say. I almost snuck that one in there. I was about to say.
Nestor, what do you think?
I would just say not so confident, and the reason why is that I hold the Cowboys to a higher standard than just for this team than just reaching the playoffs. Um, if I if I even hold my like for example the Dolphins game against the Chiefs that blew my expectations. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, we can forget about. I like. Do I really care about making the playoffs when I know I'm gonna probably lose to a winning team? Like I don't want that. It's it's like a dud. It's gone. It's what is the
How sad.
point of me reaching the playoffs if I'm gonna just get thrown away the first round?
Hey,
So
hey, Nestor.
I think the
Talking about
Cowboys. I know, but I think the Cowboys have unlike Miami, they have potential to get to a Super Bowl. And if you're now, I mean, losing to the Eagles is not bad because the Eagles, I heard somebody say they control the pace of the game really well, and they're a really good team. So there's no shame in that. They're a really really good team. But hopefully in the next coming like weeks they can get a win against a pretty good team, and we can see that out of them. Because what the Cowboys fans need is the expectation of reaching the Super Bowl. That's what they should be aiming for. Because you guys have a great team. You have a good team, and you have the experience. Um, Meanwhile, my Dolphins, Tyreek Hill's over here fumbling the ball. But apart from that, um, yeah, that not so confident. But I do believe that in the coming weeks they will show some of that spark that you guys got to see in order to see them in the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Now, Nestor. What is this experience you speak of? What experience?
I feel Dak Prescott's more experienced than Tua
It doing what?
and not getting injured and missing the
Really?
whole season.
Didn't Dak miss like 5 or 6 games last year?
Yeah, but before that, he's played full seasons, right? So
Okay.
I feel like,
Okay.
I don't know. Tua's more inexperienced than Dak, at least. And Tua fumbled a snap.
So Super Bowl. Okay, we're talking about the Dolphins again. Nestor, how bad did that game hurt you, man?
A lot.
Like this man is just the Christmas tree's already up. I
Wake up
mean,
at
you've already
9:30 in
lost
the morning to watch my team lose, and the fucking Christmas tree is up. Mm-mm.
It's bad.
Well, I'm not going to bring
We're
up
here.
the Dolphins in my take. I don't think that the Cowboy fans should be very confident. I'm sorry, June, but historically, this is kind of always their problem. Like, is beating other good teams, and it's so weird because like every time they get into these games against another good team, something will go wrong. It's like they usually don't just get completely blown out. It's like they'll just kind of barely win by like a one possession game or barely lose by one possession game. It'll be either Dak didn't play well, they get out coached with some kind of clock blunder, the run game won't show up, whatever it may be. It's always something. And in this case, Tony Pollard's still not playing very well. And
No.
Kellen Moore was very much missed this game. I feel like if Kellen Moore was still on that coaching staff, I would like you guys' odds to pull that one out. But main thing is the run game has just been completely absent, and that's really keeping the offense one dimensional. So I just don't have, when it comes to these bigger games against good teams, it's just like they'll find a way to lose. And then Jerry Jones afterwards, still like kind of keeping hope in a weird way. It's like, Jerry, yeah, Dak played well and you still lost. So what does that say? Like,
Well, I said it on my TikTok on the TikTok I made about the Cowboys, and I talked about the running game, and that has been our Achilles heel in a couple of these games this season, especially against we lost to Arizona. We didn't have a run game to slow Arizona down, and they just got momentum. Now we did miss 4 linemen in that game. That was it's hard to run like that, but still, I didn't understand why the Cowboys did not go get a running back in the trade deadline. Travis Henry was on the trade block. They said it. Tennessee had him on the trade block. And for Jerry not to go out and at least pursue Travis Henry, Derrick, I keep saying Derrick Henry, I keep saying Travis, Derrick Henry, that was, I don't know, that kind of, I kind of stepped back and looked at the like, what are you doing? You see that Tony Pollard is a good running back. He needs a number one running back in front of him. When he had Zeke in front of him taking all the pressure, Tony Pollard come in. I mean, look at that game against Minnesota last year. He basically single-handedly destroyed. I think he had 100 yards receiving and damn near 100 yards rushing in that game. Damn near destroyed Minnesota by itself. But he had Zeke to take all the pressure off of him. That's what Tony Pollard leads. I think Rico Dowdle has come in and trying to take some of that Zeke load, where Rico is going to be that pound guy, and Pollard But I think they need a true number one back next year, somebody that's going to take the pressure off of Tony Pollard, so he can get back to that guy that number one. Tony Pollard can't run between tackles. He is a sweep and an off tackle guy. You know, that's what he is. When he run, if you notice in the last game and this game, when he went outside, he had 7-8 yards of carry. He went inside, 2 yards of carry. Mike McCarthy has to figure him out before it's too late.
Yeah. I will say this. I disagree with Pollard being a good running back. He's a good third down back. He's a good backup running back.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he does good with another running back.
Yeah.
Is doing most of the carries, but the man has not scored a touchdown since week 1, and he's averaging 60 yards a game this year. Like, he is not your number one back. And I will agree with you on this. just you saying the possibility of Derrick Henry going to the Cowboys made my butt cheeks pucker up a little bit. That would have been the difference in the world, man. Could you imagine Derrick Henry
Man.
with the star on the helmet going on?
Yeah.
I mean, that would have looked like an MVP player. Would have been that would have been insane. With that defense, damn. It'd be like having Micah Parsons line up at running back. That would have been nuts.
But it did piss me off when they picked up that hands to the face flag. They picked that one up. That was terrible call for the. I mean, come on. That was hands to the face. You threw the flag. Why? Everybody on the replay can see the dude. First thing he did was jab him in the face. His head went back. He like they threw the flag, and next thing you know, they pick it up. I'm like, dude, that was. Come on. Come on.
Odd.
June got the big star rose glasses on.
That's okay. Remember that in 4 weeks, sir.
You drink that
Well, these refs.
Remember this.
Coke.
My Dolphins were a victim of it against the Eagles.
All right, we're moving on.
Not,
10 penalties to 0. 10 penalties to 0. That's shameful.
God.
When did Nestor turn into Shaq? Where we always have to talk about his team. Jesus. What a fresh breath.
I'm in pain.
A breath of fresh air that we even had to talk about the Steelers. Now we got to talk about the Dolphins every goddamn week.
Let's move on to the night game, the Bengals and the Bills. Also, shout out to G Money in the YouTube live chat. You guys will be hearing from him in the second half of the show. But Bengals and Bills, the final score was 24-18 with the Bengals taking care of their business. Nestor, let's start with you again, or let's just start with you this time. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a threat are the Bills in the AFC?
Yeah, I wanted to say 5 out of 10, but that would be a little bit generous. I'll give them a 4 out of 10. This team is in trouble. They could have made a statement against the Bengals. They decided to not. I don't care about how much they lost or whatever. They didn't cover against Tampa. Usually the narrative is this team blows out other teams after a loss, which is what type of stat is that? Like, what are we talking about right now? Like you lose to the Jets week 1, and then you have some other crazy losses like up until now that I don't even fucking remember. They lose to shit teams sometimes, and then they come back and like, oh, all right, now they're gonna blow out this other team. And it's usually a bad team. Yeah.
And the Patriots.
They're not going anywhere. I wasn't gonna say that, but that's not where I was going.
Right now,
it's not where I was going. But no, they're just not a threat at all. Like they're just. No. I feel like they're getting a lot of good product out of this kid Kincaid. Out of the tight end, maybe that's a good thing that Dawson Knox went out, because this kid is like doing pretty good. At wide receiver Shakir, he's doing good, but there's nothing else that stands out to me that his team is going to continue being shaky the rest of the season. And yeah, I don't think they're a threat at all, to be honest with you. I don't see the Bills resurging and beating and I don't know going far. I don't at all. If you look at the games they've played, I've seen some of their games because unfortunately I've picked them to cover a lot of times, and it's just they always disappoint me. And especially like, well, sorry, let me not mention the Dolphins, but
there you go.
A lot of these games, I don't see. Even when they win, I'm like, I don't see much. And their coaching, I think, is like very soft. I think they don't. I don't know. I just don't see it. So 4 out of 10 for me.
Mahlon?
I'm still at a 7 right now, and here's why. Still at a 7. When we were going into the year, I was probably at like a 9. Is my confidence that they were going to be like AFC contenders, Super Bowl. Right now, I'm at a 7, and it's actually probably like a 6.5. But when you think about it, when you think about the playoffs, they're 5-4 right now. Everybody in the AFC North right now is 5-3 or better, outside of Baltimore to whoop my Seahawks ass. And we're going to be talking about the Seahawks. Um, do we really think that Pittsburgh and Cleveland are going to hang on? No, no, we don't. This is not going to be here since I think 2002, since we've had 4 teams from the same division in the playoffs. It's just not going to happen. So when you look at their schedule,
Mm.
okay, going forward, they'll probably beat Denver. They're going to beat the Jets. Probably lose to Philly. Probably lose to KC. They'll beat the Chargers and they'll beat New England. I'm sorry, Jalen. So you got 2 games. You got Dallas and Miami. I think they probably win one of those, which is 5 more wins, which gets them to 10 wins. It probably puts you in the playoffs. The thing that's scary about this type of team is that they are so dependent on their quarterback, right? We've all said it, we've all heard it. It's Josh Allen or bust. If he gets on a roll, right, and he plays 3 games, lights out in the playoffs, Super Bowl. When he plays lights out, they win those ball games. And there's precedent. Okay? Aaron Rodgers, no business going to the Super Bowl in 2010 until Aaron Rodgers tore it up in the playoffs and they ended up beating Steelers in the Super Bowl. Okay, Joe Flacco played out of his mind in 2012 when they went to the Super Bowl and ended up beating the San Francisco. When a quarterback gets hot,
Matt Ryan.
all the Bills need. Now, well, he got hot for 2 games, playoffs, and one half of football. Um, but when when a quarterback gets hot, anything can happen, and he's one of those quarterbacks that is very streaky. So the reason why I'm like 6.5, 7 on him right now is that when he gets in the playoffs, is he going to have that streak? I don't know. Is he going to have that streak before the playoffs? But he has 5 amazing games in a row. Okay, and if that happens to be in the playoffs, it's going to be hard to beat. So that's why my confidence meter is still 6.5, 7 is because if Josh plays well, they're going to win, and they got a pretty easy schedule outside of Philly, KC, Dallas, and Miami. So they're still probably going to end up with 10 wins.
Go ahead, June.
Um, I was so high on this team. Like I thought that this was going to be the year that the Bills get back to the Super Bowl. I thought this was going to be it. So, do I think they're going to make the playoffs? Yes. My confidence level right now is a 2. This team, because I'm looking at games. The Giants 14-9. They lose to the Patriots 29-25. They barely scraped by the Buccaneers. Okay. And then you lose to the Bengals, which we all know the Bengals get hot at this time of the year. This should have been a statement game for them.
Right.
This should have been the kind of game they come out and say, we're going to win this game. I mean, Joe Burrow right now is just playing with Joe Burrow because isn't Jamar Chase now hurt? I think Jamar Chase hurt. I think T. Higgins is now hurt. So
He's all right. He's gonna be all right.
okay, but I don't have a lot of confidence in this team. I believe they will make the playoffs. I believe the Dolphins are going to win that division. I believe the Bills are going to take some of those bad losses still. I still think I'm like you just said. I think they're going to have another one of those losses that you can't explain. They're probably going to lose to the Chargers. And the Chargers are not good, and they may, yeah, they may shit the bed against Denver too.
If they do that, Band's
and
playing
and
real screen.
I don't have any confidence in the Bills right now. It's a two for me. If they make the playoffs, they're one and done. Even if they win their division, even if they somehow win the AFC East and they get a home game, I still believe they're going to be one and done.
June, I just gotta say one thing.
That's
We are the fuck Russell Wilson show of record, so we don't talk about the Broncos possibly ever winning a game.
okay.
All we do is wish for them to lose.
All
Outside of
right.
that, that's a great take. Um,
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 5 because to me, that's where this team is kind of just. They are like what the record says. It's just a little above average. So I guess technically it'd be a 6. But uh, I have, at the end of the year, I have them finishing at 9-8 anyway. So they're right on track to do that. Uh,
Yeah.
they're just not very good. They're just, a slightly above average football team right now. That record, Malin was kind of, or that remaining schedule, Malin was looking at it more optimistically than I am because I'm seeing quite a few L's in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to lose to both Dallas and Miami down the stretch there. They will definitely be my Patriots at home, but yeah, they've got a tough one coming up, and their offense is, of course, like we said, Josh Allen or bust. But I don't know, Sean McDermott, he's got to switch up something. They just seem really rinse and repeat, and he's obviously not a very big offensive guy to begin with, but they've got to breathe some kind of new, fresh life into this team because they just seem really, really stale. And outside of Diggs and now Kincaid, Gabe Davis has a really good game every kind of here and there. They really don't have much going on offense, which is crazy to think about. One of the more high-powered offenses of the NFL. Not a lot going on there, so I'm at a 5.
they are missing Dayball for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last one of the recap. This was a great game. Texans and the Bucks, where CJ Stroud pulls off the comeback 39-37. Should Texans fans be optimistic about making the playoffs this year? Nestor.
I think they can be optimistic about making the playoffs, but they should cap their expectations after that. Um, this is CJ Stroud's first year, so he's doing he he pulled off a record uh, for a rookie. So they're on their way, and they weren't supposed to have like great receivers. Noah Brown, Nico Collins, like these aren't stars, but CJ Stroud is definitely making them look pretty good. So yeah, optimistic about making the playoffs, but cap your expectations and think long term with this one. But man, like I'm gonna start watching the Texans games just for him because he's playing out of his mind, and it seems like he's going somewhere pretty bright. Uh, for the Texans, they have a pretty bright future. So it's gonna be great to see his kid play the upcoming years. So yeah.
Malin?
I would. I don't know that I would say optimistic just because there's an entire division with a better record than you right now. But if you made the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. Does that make sense? Like I wouldn't be thinking right now we're gonna make it or being awesome, but if we made it, I definitely I wouldn't be all that shocked. Now, CJ Stroud, he is changing the narrative on Ohio State quarterbacks right now. They have been terrible up until this point. Just look at Chicago. Okay. Before that, God rest his soul, Haskins. He can't even cross the street without getting killed. He wasn't too good either. So now I got C.J. Stroud, right? C.J. Stroud yards or the 5 touchdowns. It was that impressive to me.
Mhm.
It's that it's pretty much the same defense that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. 30 of 42 is rookie
Mm.
against that defense. 30 of 42 for 470. Now he does now hold the record for most passing yards by rookie. Beat out people like Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Cam Newton. 5 touchdowns, incredible. Had to get the lead back, I think, 3 times in the fourth quarter. Brown, I do think, is going to be a star in the NFL. Some of those catches he made, I mean, 6 catches for 150 yards. I mean, I think he had a touchdown. I think he caught one of them. He should have. I mean, the man was throwing touchdowns all over the goddamn place. I think he's going to be really good. Now they need a running back.
Mm-hmm.
This is their Achilles heel right now as a running back. Terry. I don't know why he's trying to fuck up the lives of Ohio State quarterbacks because he tried to do it with Justin Fields. Now he's over here in Houston, and 13 carries for 26 yards is not going to get it done. Like, sir, you
Mhm.
should get relegated to some high school team if you have 13 carries and get 26 yards. That shouldn't be allowed. You should have to go play in the CFL, honestly. So that's really the biggest concern that I have is that there's going to be more and more and more pressure on CJ Stroud. I think he can handle a lot of it. He's been playing great the entire year. Um, but I wouldn't be shocked if they won it, but I wouldn't necessarily be like optimistic. I'd be more aiming for next year.
June.
No, I'm not optimistic they're going to make it because CJ Stroud has been playing excellent. D'Amico Ryan has been doing a hell of a coaching job. But as all rookies do, he's going to hit that rookie wall. At some point, that rookie
Hmm.
wall, it's that long season. NFL has a long, long season. And I know he was at Ohio State and they played some extra games, but not like the NFL. And Mahlon just hit the nail on the head. The later you get in the season, the more of a running game you're going to need. They got some next week is going to be a big test for them because they got the Bengals.
Hmm.
The Bengals are going to be coming after them with everything they have. Then the Cardinals are done. They got rid of Josh Dobbs, but you look at the Jaguars and the Jets defense is still pretty good. The Titans defense is pretty good. The Browns defense is pretty good. They got to play the Titans again. So I mean, I think they should take this and say, hey, we're having a great season, but don't get your expectations too high as a team because you have a rookie quarterback and you have a rookie head coach. They're both going to hit that wall at some point in the season, and so that's why. And Malin was right. I'd be looking at next season, uh, because you are going to need some more pieces, because the Jaguars, that division belongs to the Jaguars, and it's going to belong to the Jaguars for the next few years. So they need to look for the future.
Yeah, I would not be optimistic on this year. The way the AFC is this year
Yeah.
is just really, really tough to begin with. And then you're in the same division as the Jags, who are very, very good. So this year, I just can't see it happening. They do, though, kind of remind me of the Jags just a couple years ago, where they have,
Yeah.
rookie quarterback, very promising. A lot of other dudes that we haven't really heard much of, but are developing into more bigger names
Yeah.
because of the quarterback success. But Tank Dell, he's an outstanding receiver. I think he's going to become one of the best in the league. Noah Brown also is going to be just fantastic. But CJ Stroud, man, like Malin said, he is becoming the exception to the Ohio State rule in the NFL because 470 yards and 5 TDs, no picks.
Mm.
That's just ridiculous. And they didn't have a kicker like the whole second half, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Backup running back kicked a field goal.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Take that extra point.
Yeah, they were going for two a lot of the times, and then the backup running back was just kicking it when need be. Uh,
I
it's wild.
I will say this about this team though. This is the third time that they've had a promising roster. Okay. Back in 2010, it was Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson, Arian Foster.
Mm.
Okay. Then you get Deshaun Watson, Andre Hopkins. We thought that was going to be a
J.J.
tandem.
Watt.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt.
Mm-hmm.
So C.J. Stroud needs to stay the fuck out of them goddamn masseuse houses. First thing. No massage man.
Hey, and there's a
Hey,
lot
let
of them in
the
Houston
trainers
too.
work it out.
There's a
Let
lot
the
of them.
trainers work it out, baby. All right, don't get caught up in that.
Oh
But
my
you know,
God.
these Houston Texans fans got their Houston Oilers stolen from them
Uh,
back in the mid-90s. They've had two teams
mm-hmm.
that look promising since then. Let's not hope this is fool's gold because they deserve something. But I would love to see the Houston Texans in Oilers colors and adopt that into the uniform. I think that'd be
They
fine.
can't. They can't.
I know they can't because McNair's an asshole and a bigot and a racist. But they should.
McNair is dead.
Oh, Bob McNair, the owner.
Oh, I thought you.
His Steve
I was like,
McNair. I'm not. Steve McNair got shot by his girlfriend that he was having an affair with.
Hello.
That's some crazy ass shit. No, Bob McNair made sure
Yeah.
that the C held the rights to those colors, but they should give
Yeah.
them up, man. It just looks wrong for Tennessee wearing them Oilers jerseys.
Yeah.
It don't look right.
The next topic here, which is of course Mahlon's Misery in 5, which
Uh-oh.
is Mahlon's chance to sound off for about 3 minutes, and then we will have 2 minutes to respond. The internet loved Mahlon's debut of the Misery in 5, so I would imagine they're gonna love week 2 of this. So, Mahlon, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, listen. I'm gonna talk about them boys for a moment. Okay? People call them America's team, but we got to start asking ourselves, why do they deserve it? Okay? So the last time they won a Super Bowl, here's a few things that have
We make
happened
the
since
most
the last
money.
time they
We
won a
make
Super
the
Bowl.
most money.
Hold on,
That's why.
June. Hold on, June. You'll have your moment.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay? Since 1995, a few things have happened. The internet's been created. Apple's come out 15 iPhones. We've had 5 different presidents. American Idol was not on TV yet. God help us. The WNBA and the MLS were both founded since the Cowboys last won the Super Bowl. Michael Phelps has won 23 gold medals. U.S. women's national team won 4 World Cups, and that's held every 4 years. 98% of Cowboy fans do not even own a VCR to be able to watch tape of the last time they won the Super Bowl. And the Cowboys have still not made it to an NFC championship game. Cowboys have made the playoffs 11 times since 1995 while going 500 or worse times. Okay? To put together 3 straight seasons of 10-win games. Meanwhile, to 2003 to 2005, managed to go 5-11 3 straight years. So now here we are, 2023. We're over here talking about moral victories because they almost beat the Eagles. Dak had a great game, but they lost. Jerry Jones getting on his podcast said it was amazing. They had over 100 more yards of offense, 7 more first downs, lost the game. On their last drive, they needed 84 yards, score a touchdown to win the game, and they got 56 of those yards in Eagles penalties to help them out to get to 6. In true Cowboys fashion, in the most Cowboys way ever, their 4th and goal play happened at the 27-yard line, where again Dak came up short, throwing a 22-yard pass. Okay, so you can't be America's team and not win. You can't be America's team and celebrate moral victories, people. You can't be America's team and not make it to the NFC Championship game in 27 years when the Giants and the Eagles both won a total of 3 Super Bowls. We're America. World wars. We put people on the moon. We create computers. Okay? We don't celebrate mediocrity unless it's politicians. We make teams like the Dream Team and win gold medals, god damn it. You them boys, playtime's over. We need adults. America's team, done. That's my take.
Well, thank you, Mahlon. June, I know you have a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna get banned.
June, say it. I had to say it, June. Find the errors in anything I just said.
The Cowboys and the Eagles game had 27.1 million viewers, more than any other game this season. The Cowboys, over the last 10 years, have had the most top 10 viewed games. America's team moniker was born in the 1970s because they drafted who?
that.
We drafted Starbuck, right? Right. America's team because of the amount of money that we make. It was just a marketing gimmick. That's all it was, a marketing gimmick that worked, obviously. We're still talking about it. And it wasn't a mediocre performance, and there was a lot more factors that came. That's what it came to. We should have beat the Eagles, but this team is still a formidable threat because we still have one of the best defenses in the NFC, and now that our offense is starting to pick it up, this team is a formidable threat. As you've seen, we still have a chance to win our division. The Eagles are 8-1. The Eagles' next 4 games, they got 4 straight playoff contenders in their next 4 games. So, the Eagles need to be worried about their schedule and keeping lead in the division. We have 4 teams that are beatable, including the Seahawks, sir. Okay?
June, I hear what you're saying. But listen, man, 27 years, no NFC title games. None of it.
But I know,
So
I
how
understand
many?
that.
So how many? So you said you should have beat the Eagles. The fact of the matter is, in 27 years, how many times should the Cowboys have beaten somebody that they didn't?
Well,
It happened so
but
many
that's-
times.
But you can say that
So-
about
so
every
many times.
team. But you can say that about every team.
Yeah, but every team's not America's team, baby. Not every team is themselves America's team. Now,
What?
last
It's a
team that
moniker.
won the Cowboys Super Bowl, okay? Troy Aikman looking like he's on his deathbed announcing football games.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders is missing toes coaching Colorado to a losing record. And okay, like they're all like talking about football. It's been so long since they actually played football. Tony Romo, the biggest play he ever had was fumbling that snap at his extra point,
Oh,
and
my
then get
God.
Seahawks. So no, so America's team, they are not, because you have to win. In the 70s they won. He's not so much. The 90s they won. 90s were a long ass time ago. So we need winners. So as much as I hate to say it, I think the Patriots is America's team. They've won 6 Super Bowls the last 20 years. Tom Brady epitomizes America right now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
I don't know. They've won more Super Bowls than the Cowboys in a shorter amount of time. They've dominated all the Patriots, for God fucking sakes. So the only thing America, I mean, I don't know. Like we lost Vietnam and the Cowboys lose, so I guess that's the most American thing we got going on right now. So America's team, they are not.
Oh God. I can't do this with him.
Let's
I knew
keep
this was
it
gonna happen.
moving.
I
That's
asked
okay.
you if you were young. I told you where I was going.
Hey. We didn't lose a Super Bowl because our coach wouldn't run Marshawn Lynch on the 1-yard line.
I love
All right.
you. Hey, yeah, but listen, y'all ain't even been to an NFC Championship game.
I'd rather not go. We're gonna lose like that.
We don't have to get personal.
Okay. 95.
We're still America's team.
Uh, let's move into our fantasy check-in number two. It's that time
Oh
of the
goodness.
month where we all open up about our fantasy teams, what has
Yeah, I'm
been
not real happy.
working, what has not been working over the past month. Uh, Folks at home, if you're not aware, we do have an AFR fantasy league where a bunch of us and friends of the show are in one league. So this is the second one out of four total that we do in the year. Second check in. So let's start off with what has been working well, or what did work well in October. Nestor, let's start with you.
I got some shit to say on the second part of this, but what's been working for me? My boy Kincaid. I'm gonna keep saying it. Thank God. I'm sorry. I don't wish injuries upon anybody. He will be back and he will be good. But Dawson Knox going down is the best thing that could have happened to the Kincaid and the Bills because this kid's on fire. He is doing good, and I have Pitts on my team. So guess what? He's benched.
No.
Um, I tried to get Taysom Hill, but y'all some greedy motherfuckers. So you know what? Kincaid has been working well. I don't know why somebody on our fantasy league let go of Higgins because I knew he was gonna, you know, when Burrows started playing better, he was gonna start playing better. So I picked up Higgins. He's my second wide receiver. He's doing great. Plus, I got Amari Cooper. So all those guys are playing pretty great. And of course, Stephon Diggs, who is not missing a beat. So that's what's working well for me in October.
All right. Malin.
I gotta be honest. I'm missing A Chain right now.
But am I?
I need him now. Walker and Mostert are in the top five of running backs when it comes to touchdowns. Loving. It's funny that I was shitting all over my running backs when we first did the draft. I don't remember if you guys remember that, but I was like, man, I got all these wide receivers, all this. My running backs are going to be shit, and they've been carrying my ass to a 5-4 record. Why? Because my wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Evans, and DK Metcalf, and they have mediocre quarterbacks throwing them the football right now. Baker Mayfield, fuck you. Devontae Adams, who the fuck is O'Connell right now with the Raiders? Because Jimmy G has already gotten benched and he's supposed to be healthy, so his good looks ain't even getting him starting up. Um, and I'm not even sure that Geno Smith is aware that DK Metcalf is still on the team. I really don't. If he knows that he's on the 53-man roster, I think he remembers it for like 3 plays a game, but then after that, he's like, no, he probably plays for the Cardinals. I'm really happy with Schultz, tight end. I like him. You're always good with the kicking game when you got Justin Tucker like I do. But the person I'm most disappointed in actually is Calvin Ridley.
Mm.
Bitch, where you been?
Mm.
What? Like your number zero doesn't mean you have to play like a fucking zero. Okay, you got the Prince. Okay, you got Lawrence throwing you the football and running the goddamn ball. It should be easy for you to get open. This man is averaging like 3 catches a game. This is just fucking ridiculous. I picked him to handcuff with Lawrence because Lawrence is my starting quarterback, and it's just been a dramatic goddamn disappointment. I don't know if he needs to start betting on football games again and just not get caught, and maybe he'll have some better production. But yeah, that's where I'm at. 5-4. It's a far cry from I think I was 7-2 at this time last year.
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
so yeah.
June. What was working for you in October?
Getting Kamara back off of the suspension.
Hmm.
It has been, him and Joe Mixon has been really leading my fantasy team. Even though I'm 5-4, they've been eking out some very close wins for me. Uh, you know, uh, and also you throw that in there with Sean Laporta. I missed him last week when he was out from the tight end from Detroit. That kid's been getting 12 to 16 points a game for a tight end, and this week he's scheduled to get 12 points. So with my two running backs and Laporta, and the fact that the last 3 weeks Dak Prescott is my quarterback, has been hitting 3 to 4 touchdowns a game and getting 300 yards. Like last week against the Eagles, he had 28, and I was going to bench him last week. I really was thought about benching him against the Eagles because I thought the Eagles would get to him more, but I left him in. He had over 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. So I was very happy with that, and so yeah, it's been really getting Kamara back, having that solid backup, having that solid two running back system has been great for me in October. So
Nice. Kamara is a great, great pick. Um, for me, I was really fully prepared to make the name on this segment Drake London because he really did actually have a pretty solid October. But last weekend he didn't play at all, and so he got booted out of that one. Terry McLaurin is taking his spot though because with Debo Samuel being out, I really had to kind of mess around with my receivers and see who could fill his place. Thank God Debo should be back this weekend, but Terry McLaurin, while Samuel was gone, he did a pretty good job, good enough at least taking that spot. Gave me about 14, 15, 17, and then 12. So that's, serviceable receiver in his absence. So plan is to keep him. Probably keep him in as the wide receiver 2, and then put in Debo Samuel. Sorry, Drake London, but he'll be back to the bench, relegated. So
we're all about the same, right? That same record. We're all like 5-4, 3.
yeah, I'm 5-4.
I am 4-5 thanks to Drake and Nestor. I think you're 6-3.
6-3.
Okay, well, when you get a Christmas tree up that early, you got to have one win in your life.
I just realized I'm playing June this week, and Dak Prescott is playing against the Giants. So expect about 50 points.
Why
They,
is your
they
quarterback
got,
empty?
they got Danny
Lester, your
DeVito,
quarterback
quarterback for the Giants, or Tommy DeVito.
slot's-
There ain't no way.
No, seriously, Nestor, your quarterback slot's empty. Did you know that?
I'm working on it.
Guys will pick up Danny DeVito with his little penguin ass from Batman Returns.
Uh,
Imagine the story. Get out of Jersey. No, it's not happening. He's getting wrecked.
Next here, out of all of last month, which win or loss made you the happiest or the most upset? Go ahead, Nestor.
No, I don't feel like I have a win that I have a loss that I expected to win. It just so happened. Who's the running back for Chicago that week? I don't know if it was Deontay Foreman. But yeah, he went off for no fucking reason. Because I don't know, like 2 or 3 running backs for Chicago decided to get injured, so he decided to show up and just go, I don't know, beast mode. And I had both Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a little bit beat up, and then Montgomery was injured or something like that. I don't know. So I had the Denver running back starting for me. So I got blown the fuck away on that one. So I was expecting to win that one, but yeah, that didn't happen. So I was pretty disappointed. Man, it just sucks to have all these injuries in that running back position because it just tears the whole fucking team apart. Like I can't like Monty's been so good for me, and then he gets injured, fucking rib injury, and it's just like, and Aaron Jones has been carrying this like thigh injury, hamstring injury for like a fucking since week 1. And I think I was at Jen. I was at your house when I saw that happen. Like he ran for a touchdown, and he's pulling his hamstring. I'm like, fuck.
That's
So yeah, I was disappointed with that.
week 1. I'll go real quick here. Not last week, so 2 weeks ago, I think it was when the Cowboys played the Rams, and CD Lamb just went absolutely bananas. I just so happened to be playing against CD Lamb that week. And what started off as a promising Sunday afternoon for me quickly went downhill. And I haven't won in our league since then, so that was the beginning of the end for me.
Yikes.
Go ahead, man.
I don't really have a game where I've lost or won that I'm like, well, I mean, outside of beating you, Jalen, that always feels good when I beat you. It's always good to beat the commish. But what really kind of gripes my ass right now is the fact that I've scored the third most points this league, but the most points have been scored against me. So I'm 5-4. Like that kind of pisses me off. The fact that the most points, I'm getting everybody's best shot, everybody's career day. Like you're talking about CD Lamb, I'm getting a CD Lamb performance every fucking week. Out of somebody, some obscure motherfucker is out there just having a career day against my goddamn team. So that's some bullshit. That pisses me off a little bit.
June.
It was a couple of weeks ago, and I needed George Pickens to do something. And he had 1.9 points.
How many points does he need?
You're the starting wide receiver, and you have 1.9 points.
Isn't he asking for
I
a
needed
trade?
7 points. I needed 7. I needed 7 points, and the man got 1.9. You're the starting wide receiver. You should automatically have 10 points.
Meanwhile,
This man had 1 point. How do you get as a wide receiver? How do you have such? He didn't get hurt. I thought he was hurt, but then I don't know
hurt.
what he was doing. 1.9 points, my guy. Oh my God.
meanwhile, I think it's Deontay Johnson's going off for like 27 points.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had like just come back from whatever that game.
Yeah. This boy had 1.9 points.
I know you were feeling good going to that game. You're like, all right, 7 points, no problem. Man, couldn't even give you 2.
Isn't Pickens the one asking for a trade right now? Is that who we're talking
I
about?
think so.
Because
pretty
he's
sure
a
it's
Steelers wide
Pickens.
receiver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants a he wants a trade. He's sick and tired of winning yet not getting a lot of stats. And Tomlin said that it's a pebble in his shoe. So I think Pickens probably got his ass beat in the locker room by Tomlin. Tomlin's probably laid hands with him by now. You don't have to coach out there at a press conference saying, "Oh, what do I think about this nonsense?" It's a pebble in my shoe getting my team ready for the next game. That means he'll kill you. And you just won't be around anymore.
Do you know how close I was to dropping him? I was about to drop him.
Well, Tomlin's probably about to drop his ass. That's probably what's going to happen.
I do want to thank ESPN for not allowing you to drop a player in the middle of a game, because I feel like myself included, there'll be a lot of emotional decisions made in the past.
A lot of them. A lot of them, because even DK Metcalf has had like a 2-point game from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you're like the size of the Hulk. How do you only get like 2.7 points?
Wait a minute.
Like, get the pinky out your fucking mouth, take the visor off, and score some fucking touchdowns, DK.
No, Malin, you're gonna love this. So in my in my money league, right? I had Geno Smith starting this week
Oh
Oh,
shit,
because
boy.
my starting
that's
quarterback
terrible.
is out. You know,
That's not good.
it's
That's not
on
good.
bye. Guess how many points
What
he got?
would you get? Would you get negative points?
He should have. He got 3.6 points.
3.6 points. God
The
damn.
starting quarterback. Oh my god! I was just sitting there. I
I
was
feel like
watching the scores all day. Like, are you kidding me?
kind of feel like Gino finally broke back. Kind of feel like week one of last year he hadn't written back yet, but I
No,
think you might have penned a letter and put that in the goddamn hands of the postal service because that
yeah,
was a
because
god.
Trevor Lawrence is my starting quarterback, and I have a choice.
That was terrible. I
Oh yeah, and
mean,
Matt Stafford was out this week too, so I didn't have a choice but to play Geno Smith.
that's kind of your fault though. Who's gonna play Geno Smith, who was drafted by the Jets? Is
I
their
didn't have a
quarterback?
choice. Everybody else is taken.
Is Gino available in my
Everybody-
league? Because I need a quarterback right now.
I'd have picking that guy from the Bears before I picked what was that? Taggart, Nagget,
Dang it.
Maggots,
Something.
goddamn
Maybe.
Bears.
I got Russell Wilson available.
Yeah, I'll take him. I literally don't have an option right now, so.
I just want to see Baylor's face.
Imagine him being the best option right now.
Yeah.
It's either him or Tommy DeVito.
If we got in the hot tub time machine, went back to 2016, that'd have been a steal.
Yeah.
All right, last part of this segment. What changes are you focused on making this month, Nestor?
Well, I'm not gonna get a good running back at this point, so gotta work with what I have. Hope for the best.
Acceptance.
I'm just stacking wide receivers at this point, and I gotta get a good quarterback. So, probably gonna go after Russell Wilson. So you guys watch out. I'm last on the
Trade.
waiver wire.
No, I have him on my team, sir. It had to be a trade.
Oh, you got him? All right.
Yeah.
God damn.
Look, you got little Russ.
Tell me why these
I don't
greedy
need-
ass motherfuckers, like not you, June, but when I woke up this morning and look at the waiver wire, why are you 4-5 and you're dropping Sam Howell and you're picking up Dobbs? I was gonna go after Dobbs. You're 4-5, and you're making waiver wire moves. What is this? You know you're not going anywhere.
Mm.
And then whoever the fuck this other person who also has a losing record, they made a waiver wire for somebody I wanted. What are you doing?
Well, add me to that list because I'm about to make a waiver wire move, and I am 4-5, sir.
Well, on your side,
right
at
now.
least you have Travis Kelce and Mahomes, but these people,
Sam Howell is the best rated quarterback
Right.
that we have.
Well,
available.
yeah.
Aside of
Right.
him, it's zero alcohol Heineken.
oh, there's Heineken. Then
Unless
pick-
you want Little Piggy Pickett.
Give me, you know what?
Uh,
Heineken.
You
Bag-
can
Bagnet.
have George Pickens if you
Bagnet.
want, because I'm about to.
Chicago guy.
And I don't have nobody to start him in his spot because Lazard, I guess he's missing freaking.
He's dead.
I don't even. I guess he's missing Aaron Rodgers because he thought Aaron Rodgers was coming, and Aaron Rodgers came and went.
He's playing Fortnite with Tyreek Hill apparently
Oh my
because
god!
The fact that Zach Wilson is projected to have 12 points is just comical to me. That's just not going to happen.
George Pickens is about to be starting inside of a cannon that's aimed for the
Yeah.
moon.
As far as my team, Jalen, I'm glad to have the Prince and Lawrence back at quarterback. Now, I will say this: did I'm a little bit sad that Miami's on a bye. I don't really know what to do at running back. That's gonna be sad because the only two running backs left I have is Ahmad and A-Chain, and they both play for the Dolphins too. And one of them sucks, and the other one's hurt. So I'm gonna have to pick up somebody.
There's some
So that's
quality running backs right now. Perrine for the Denver Broncos.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna end up keeping. I'm gonna keep Calvin Ridley on my goddamn bench. I guarantee you that fucking much. He is not going back in my starting rotation for a while. But yeah, there's nothing running back right now. I mean, doesn't Perrine look like Chance the Rapper? Doesn't he? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Chance, pads and a fucking helmet. Start going out here, playing with goddamn Midget Wilson. It's just it's not good at running back for me this week. But other than that, Calvin Ridley, fucking bench, and that will probably get me in the playoffs if I just keep him on the bench.
Oh, you guys, Samaje P. Ryan. I'm like, who the fuck is Perrine?
You're right.
His name is P. Ryan. His name is P. Ryan.
Samaje P. Ryan, baby.
It's like the ETN.
Right, it's another ETN.
That man's got his ass beat in a group shower before. His name is P. Ryan.
Oh gosh.
Little pork rind looking motherfucker. God damn it.
June.
I think I'm gonna keep my team status quo. I like I said, I like the running backs, I like the quarterback. I think 90% of my team has been on bye, so we're done with buys. So if they stay healthy, if the team stays healthy, and George Pickett doesn't have another 1.9 point game, I think I can make a run to the rest of the season.
I don't know about that run then.
Yeah.
George,
I'd put some money on Pickens having another 1.9.
Yeah, he's got that in him again.
If he's a pebble in Tomlin's shoe, that means he's about to stomp on his ass. That's good.
Yeah, no changes.
For me, it's just Deebo Samuel coming back. Thank God. He was sorely missed. So having him back will be great.
Was he really that good when you had him, though?
Yeah, listen, I'm 4-5 for a reason, so
He was average, right?
if I can just make it through this next week where the Chiefs are on by and the Eagles are on by, that's gonna be rough. But I've got Taylor Heineke in now. Debo will be back in. We'll see what happens here. So here we go.
Wait, you guys go on bye right before you face my team. Damn.
Perfect timing.
No. That week where 6 teams were on bye at the same time in the NFL, that was terrible. That killed my fantasy team.
Oh,
it's a group bye.
You guys want to hear something? You guys want to hear something really funny about fantasy football, though? You got to hear this. So I played a guy in my other league. Okay. And this was his squad. You ready for this? In mine, clearly this man gave up on the season. This was his starting roster last week. He had Jared Goff at the Detroit Lions. He had Gibbs from the Detroit Lions. He still had Montgomery on his roster from the Detroit Lions.
My God.
Amon St. Brown from the Detroit Lions. He then had Tyler Lockett. But then he had B. Wright at tight end from the Detroit Lions. Flexed in Jay Williams from the Detroit Lions. He had Detroit's defense. And he had Patterson, their kicker.
All
Keep
in,
in
baby.
mind, They were on a bye last week.
Yes. Oh,
So I won 144 to 2.6.
nice.
This man has a love affair with losers. I don't understand it. I know that Detroit's having a good year. I've never seen somebody be on the nuts on one team as much as
Oh
this
my
man.
God.
Detroit. It
God.
was hilarious.
Mm.
He's wasting electricity at that point.
Definitely a Detroit fan.
I had 100% win probability before the week even started.
Oh God. Oh my God.
That was good.
Well, that will wrap up another fantasy update. Check back in about a month from now for the third one. I'm sure we'll all be really optimistic by then. That'll also wrap up the first half of this week's show. So, June, thank you again for another great first half.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Of course, if you guys want to follow June on
you later.
TikTok, it is linked down in the YouTube description below.
I love you, June.
If you are a fellow Dallas Cowboys fan, he would love to have you join him on over there. Or if you're not, it doesn't cost anything to follow somebody. So there you go.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans
Yeah, come next week.
angry next week.
So we will
Coming for you,
go
Baylor.
to break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. On my way to the boat like I ain't just had on the coat when I landed. Outbranded. Perched at the edge of the branches. They don't wanna talk mansions. Mine look like a campus. And I'm all about my brothers like the niggas I'm sampling. I'll leave you red shirted like the twins from Kansas. Really living my dreams I used to have in my aunt's crib.
This is the first time the Heat have made the finals since LeBron left.
Jesus Christ.
True.
What the fuck?
Nobody wants to guess.
Is it Kyle Lowry?
That Kyle Lowry's number
Do I get the point?
Yeah, I'll give you the point.
I guess two of them. Do I not get points for that shit too? Can I just make a complaint?
How many times have these two teams played each other in the regular season?
Once.
Is incorrect.
No.
Twice. Three.
Twice.
You already guessed. Shut up.
Shaq, what was your guess? Three. That is incorrect.
Twice.
2.
G Money, any guesses?
I already said it.
We don't know if that's correct.
Well, I mean,
It is correct.
G Money, try 5.
Why this man had the most amount of points to complain about?
How is it taking that fucking long?
You missed their first question because you answered too fast. Not thinking.
He's stupid.
That's pretty
First of all, this is the last time we're ever doing trivia. I don't give a damn what happens.
Hey. Yeah. Trendsetter, band frame getter. With whatever. I buy diamonds when I'm under pressure. When I apply, shit don't ever let up. Yeah. Look, I'm in the cut, the boy in the cut. Jump in the whip with a ceiling go up, we up. All of this grinding for what? It's funny when you niggas thought it was luck.
So who is that? All right, it's Lance Spider Mitchell. You gotta put on the top. Oh, got somebody good. Ooh, Steph Curry. Okay. Ooh, that feels bad. There's Darren Fox. Thank you.
Damn. Is that gonna fall the moment he gets it out?
Oh my
God.
How am I supposed to even turn this now?
By the way, the person who knocks it over, your lineup doesn't even count.
He took Zion. Listen, that's the best I can do, people.
FBI. Jared Allen, you're coming home with me, friend.
Can you stack it?
Mr. IG Live himself.
Oh, the shooter. Oh, Jesus. That was hard in the Bulls' spot to get Zach LaVine.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
If Miami can maintain their momentum and find a way to beat the Bucks in this series, you will be seeing us in the final. There's no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it, so be prepared to see us.
And the Miami Heat become the 6th in NBA history to win as an 8th seed in the first round.
Game wants his ring, and he's gonna get it, and he's like, fuck him. He's gotta play lights out. He's gonna come out there and play lights out. Butler's gonna put the whole load on his shoulders, and I say he wins game 1. Great momentum. That's how you start a series.
All 3 of the previous series, they were the underdog. All 3 of those series, they won game 1. Denver's 9-0 at home in the playoffs. They take game 1. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets win their 4th straight road game in these playoffs and regain home court advantage. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Denver Nuggets are 1 win away from their first ever NBA title. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Murray falling away. Rebound, Brown banks it home. Bruce Brown puts the Nuggets back up by 1. Jimmy Butler on the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And a foul. 2 clutch free throws from Contavious Caldwell Pope. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Yeah. Still waiting, wanting God to keep me on chill. Don't you miss me, I'll kick it with my new bitch, I still.
Yep, in my white tee. Yeah, color pipe, Williams for the hype, please. They gon' white you before you white me. My boxes of checks, not my Nikes. Cactus, not no iced tea. Got him bamboozled like I'm Spike Lee. You need more than Google just to find me. I just call a beta, get a hyphy.
Incredible, general.
I just got the label just to sign me. Me and Chase connected like we signed me.
So James Harden to the LA Trimmers, man. This one, listen, man. LA, that team is such a mess. I think the Sixers got better with the addition by subtraction type deal. I know they got a bag of bricks in return, but I think they're better off just because of the headache of him being there, Harden being there. But the Clippers, Kawhi, PG-13, James Harden, that sounds like 3 pieces that do not mix. Kawhi, always hurt, doesn't want to play anyway. Paul George, just always hurt. James Harden, after 6 months, he won't want to play anywhere anyway. So, I don't know. If we see all 3 of them on the court at the same time, it's going to be a shock to me. Kind of reminds me of like the Nets when they had Irving, Durant, and Harden. Just the West Coast version. Just, come on.
Justin Herbert may not be as good as advertised. So we have to take that in consideration. At some point, we have to say, is Justin Herbert a good quarterback? In the playoffs last year, you get a 27-point lead and you blow it. He can't win his division. He can't beat the Chiefs. He can't win his division. When are we going to start talking about him as just a mediocre quarterback? He's Brad Johnson 2.0. That's exactly what he is.
Going and filming other teams that they did not want to see in the college football playoff, and then giving that information to opposing teams in hopes that that team might lose. That happened last year with Tennessee versus South Carolina. South Carolina was a dog shit team last year. Tennessee was undefeated. All of a sudden, Tennessee plays South Carolina. They lose 63-28, I think it was, after losing their starting quarterback. But starting quarterback for South Carolina all of a sudden completed over 80% of his passes, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's crazy. It's also kind of wild that the entire South Carolina defense was wearing playbook pads on their arms. But there was a Michigan staffer that was on the sideline wearing Central Michigan sideline gear, walking up, rubbing shoulders with all of the coaches, and he's a Michigan staffer. This goes so far beyond just the normal thing.
Gotta slow it down, you ain't got no zoom. Big rock diamonds, yeah, I mean goon. Top of lemonade, pump it out them fumes. Heating up like last day in June. Niggas up my drip, that's my cool. See, hell yeah, tail and punch my jewels. I chose her face, I pick out gold. The turn no waste, I'm taking off soon. Case I don't do trap fly to the moon. Looking like who is he? Gonna know why he move like me. Yeah, the phones are moving fleet. So choppers like who is security?
Remember to follow the show on TikTok and Instagram at FA Sports. Now back to your favorite show on the internet with your hosts, Jaylon, Mahlon, Nestor, and G Money.
And we are back, returning for the second half of your favorite show on the internet. G Money, what's going on?
Jalen, you know, I say this every damn time, but it's an honor and a privilege to be on Wednesday nights with you guys. I would not miss this. Hell, I was on last week when I was in Vegas, so you know, this is a must-see show.
We are happy to have you. Happy to have your sponsor there in the background too. We always appreciate it.
Side of the Jack in the Box bags. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, Jack's back.
I want a sourdough Jack and a goddamn taco so fucking bad right now after looking at those bags.
I can eat one in front of you if you want. You can, you know.
If you have not had a Jack in the Box taco, you do not know what you are missing. It is the best taco you ever have in your life. So anyways, here we go.
It's that time of the night again. Round 2, folks. Cheers.
What are you sipping on, Jalen?
I'm finishing off the last of this Sexton Irish whiskey here as we're out of spooky season.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. Just took a shot of Four Roses small batch.
Very nice.
I don't usually. I have the single barrel too. I really like single barrel, but I don't do shots of single barrel. That's kind of a waste of a single barrel if you're gonna do a shot of it.
And do you want to let the folks at home know what you're drinking?
You know, if you're gonna drink the best. Jack Daniel's Sinatra.
There you go.
If any one of those companies wants to reach out to the show to offer some sort of endorsement deal, we're pretty easy to find. In fact, it's right there at AFR Sports. That works. Just DM us. We will get back to you. Speaking of that, at AFR Sports, that leads us right into our community comments. We had a bunch of comments between all of the different platforms that we're on, all on good old Michigan football and Mahlon's take last week. Didn't really bother including any other videos, this community comments, because there's already too many comments for us to get to just with this one video alone. So, Mahlon, if you'd like to pick any of your favorites and respond to them, by all means.
Well, give me just a second here. It's been a little over 23,000 views on this one. Let's see. we got a couple of them here. Hold on.
This is funny.
Michigan cheats to win. It's all about the money, but it doesn't matter because they're loaded. Fuck you. That was great. I really appreciated that one. Somebody wanted to ask how Ohio State is ranked number 1, struggling with Rutgers, and you can't count the Notre Dame win for some reason. I don't understand that. Because Ohio State did beat, 2 top 10 teams, so that's why they're number 1 right now. There were multiple people said cry about it. That was fun. Someone said it's hilarious to listen to Tennessee fans think Michigan didn't want to play them. I've never claimed to be a fan, so you're clearly fucking stupid. You must be drinking water from Flint. Someone said hail to the victors, but they ain't won shit in a long time. Someone said shut up, Michigan is good, period. And I said, well, except for the cheating, period. And then they got upset from that, and there were things that I think YouTube kicked us out of. Someone said, stop making shit up. You have zero proof. All you got to do is watch the videos. That's awesome. Someone said that Central Michigan said that guy wasn't from Michigan. And I was like, well, you're an idiot. Someone was talking about Connor Stallings' hair as a reason. Like, someone went really into detail with the videos, but like, well, I was looking at Connor Stallings' hairline in the pictures, and it just doesn't look like him. So apparently Connor might need some Rogaine, along with stealing all these signs. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I sat back on Thursday night and just poured myself a glass of bourbon and lit up a cigar and had a little fun with these people. Because it's funny how butthurt people can be when you just make obvious claims that people cheat. So it's fine. Like, they're probably going to end up in the playoffs because the NCAA is toothless, and the Big Ten is not going to sanction one of their 2 best teams right now. Why? Because they make a buttload of money if they get into the playoffs. So why would they penalize them? The Big Ten's not going to do that. So someone said they're all ranked. Everyone that's ranked is cheaters. That was a cute one.
Yeah, that's funny. I have a personal favorite here from this woman who is at the top of the comments, KAHOF. She's this seemingly middle-aged woman who just kept replying to everybody underneath her, but very big Michigan fan here. She says who? Crying Ryan? NCAA got nothing. And then she just, people, of course, attacked her a bit, and then she just said, go blue. And then this narrative is hilarious to me. If the NCAA had anything on Harbaugh, they would have had his head on a stick, trial by social media, blah, 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 blah. It just kind of keeps going.
But they won't. The NCAA they have no teeth when it comes to football.
Yep.
They don't. In the next few years, the NCAA is not even going to be governing football. Like, at some point, college football is going to break away from them. The last huge sanctions that the NCAA brought out, I believe, like the biggest ones, was back in the mid-2000s against USC, Pete Carroll, and Reggie Bush and them. And that was because Reggie Bush got, $370,000 for a house for his parents, I think it was. So I don't know. All these people saying no formal documents have come out yet to prove this claim, only hearsay from someone. Until then, this means nothing. I'm like, okay, so video evidence means absolutely nothing. There was a game that Michigan was playing just 3 weeks ago. No, it was against Ohio State last year. This guy, Connor, was right next to Michigan's defensive coordinator. And this guy, literally, when he would see something Ohio State did, he would say something to the defensive coordinator, and then the defensive coordinator would start waving his hands, and they'd put up changes to whatever the defense was going to do on Michigan. There is video evidence of them having, signs. Now, whether or not you want to talk about whether it should be illegal or not, then you have a case with that because in the NFL you can send advanced scouts to try to get signs and stuff like that, and that's not a problem. But in NCAA, you're not allowed to do that. I still go back to that Tennessee South Carolina game last year where that quarterback for South Carolina had only thrown for 204 yards max the entire season. Threw for 400 yards, 82% completions, like 5 touchdowns. It's Tennessee's defense. So it is what it is. They can be mad about it. They're not a really good team. They probably don't even need the cheating. So that's fine.
Last comments was on Instagram from Catherine Prince at ESPN at College Football Playoff. Please put a decade-long ban on Michigan football program where they cannot go to a single bowl game. Their program needs to be destroyed.
Okay, so
as you can imagine, Catherine Prince
he's clearly
got some angry
an Ohio State fan because I don't think that needs to happen.
Or a Michigan State fan.
Yeah, they don't deserve the death penalty, like SMU got. SMU was literally paying when you weren't allowed to get paid a lot and got caught. Eric Dickerson was a part of that squad. I think that was the last time any college football team got the death penalty, right, Gary? I think it was G-Money. I think SMU was the last.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there was another one.
Pretty sure it was SMU. It was SMU. So, I mean, no, they don't need a decade-long ban, but they need something. Someone's got to do something to this. Otherwise, everybody's going to do it. And you know how to fix it? Like, get with technology.
Right.
Put fucking headsets in the helmets so we can stop all these goddamn that are on the sidelines with this dumbass shit that people do in college. It's not going to cost that much money. You're already paying players. College coaches are already the highest paid, public servant in each state in which they coach. So you got the funds. Just put the goddamn headsets in the helmets. Not going to cost that much.
Strange. All right, moving on from community comments. If you would like to have your comment read on next week's episode, you know where to find us at AFR Sports. Leave a comment on any of our more recent videos, and we will probably mention it next week. So, getting into the last segment of the night, the ride or die in 5. This is where we give you our picks on 5 upcoming games this weekend. These are all in the NFL. Last week, not a very good week on the show. We all went 2-3. It is what it is, folks. It happens from time to time. Overall records, though, Mahlon is 202 wins, 142 losses. He is plus 60. I am 215 wins, 172 losses. I am plus 43. Nestor is 97 wins, 80 losses. He is plus 17. And then G Money is 119 wins, 105 losses. He is plus 14. So you can decide where you would like to agree or disagree this weekend. So let's start off with tomorrow night's game. We've got the Panthers going to Chicago, where Chicago is a 3.5 point favorite. Not a very intriguing game, not going to lie, but an interesting line. G Money, what do you like here?
Well, so I'm just going to look straight at the numbers. And Carolina is 1-6-1 against the spread. And Chicago's 3-5-1. I mean, but they're playing at Chicago. Bryce Young hasn't looked good really all season. don't know what's going on. I mean, they're wasting the wide receivers they have. I just look at them and go, yeah, maybe Frank Wright might be out. He shouldn't be. They should keep him for another season. But I'm going to take the Bears. The Bears minus the 3.5.
Okay, I'll go real quick. I'm going to agree. Give me the Bears and 3.5 points. The Panthers are just come on. Neither team is good, but the Panthers are really bad. Nestor.
Yeah, I looked it up. Historically, the Panthers are terrible visiting the Bears. Doesn't matter if Fields is back or not. I feel like the Panthers are just that bad. And the Bears, they hung in there with the Saints. Give them that credit. So, yeah, give me the Bears.
Mahlon.
Esther sounds like a Cowboys fan saying they should get credit for losing. Listen, this is the second worst football game that we're going to see this entire year. The only game that was worse was the Jets and the Giants. And the only thing that could be worse than that would be if the Jets played the Jets. As far as Thursday night goes, this is like a 2016 Jaguars versus Texans game. This is just fucking awful. So the fact that they're 3.5-point favorites in Chicago, Vegas is smart. I'm gonna go ahead and take Chicago. I honestly, if someone wanted to put off a dirty bomb in the stadium, I wouldn't give a shit.
All right, next game. We have another morning game in Germany. Oh, man, we've got the Indianapolis Colts against my New England Patriots, where the Colts are favored by 1.5. Real quick, I'll go first. Give me the Colts to cover 1.5. The Patriots are dog shit. Nestor.
I wanted to make a case for New England, but yeah, Matt Jones says he's happy to be so far from home. So give me the Colts.
He should stay.
And,
he doesn't even have to come back. He doesn't want
He
to.
should stay. Yeah, give me the Colts, man. Minshew and you got Taylor and whoever the fuck else is, Zach, and running back position. So yeah, give me the Colts.
Why are we even wasting our time? I'm sorry. Why are we wasting our time going to Germany? We're just wasting everybody's jet fuel, money. What is the point in us going over there just for get our ass beat in another country?
Germans are like, what's going on? Why this game?
Go ahead, Mahlon.
This is a far cry from the Chiefs and the Dolphins. It wasn't even that good of a game. No, this is the third worst game of the season that I can think of. Germans are going to be nice and drunk. They're going to be drinking warm beer all day just so that they can stomach the goddamn masquerade of an NFL game. You might as well be, like the Edmonton Eskimos and whatever fucking CFL team we want to put out there. No, this is bad. If I didn't have kids, I'd just get really drunk and sleep through this game and wake up at 12:30 and watch real football. But I'm gonna go with Indy because I got Jonathan Taylor and I don't like the Patriots defense and I really don't like their offense. So you're making me pick Gardner Minshew and the Colts. Jesus. Ursay is probably going to have a lot of fun in Europe, though. There's
someone else who may not come back.
He's actually hanging out in Amsterdam. He's not heading down to Germany. He's going to be chilling with.
Red light district area.
He's about to go down to Auschwitz and take some lines off a hooker's ass in a rail car, probably. But that's fine.
That sounds better than Colombia, right about now.
You mean Sarasota?
Yeah, Sarasota.
Go ahead, G-Money.
Yeah, so you know, I now have a hate affair with the Patriots. I actually took them when I was in Vegas this last time against the Commanders because I figured that Commanders got rid of their two best defensive players and they would win. But hell no, they did not. Mac Jones sucks. Belichick looks disinterested, and O'Brien probably wishes he was back at Alabama. The Patriots are 1-4 against the spread. The last 5 games, 1-4. I mean, the Colts are 3-2. 1.5 points, yeah. Give me Indy. I mean, I'm not taking New England again this season. Just not going to happen. I don't care if they play the Jets at some point again, and I'll take the Jets.
Fair enough.
I mean, I did say that we should pick the Patriots every single week from this on out, so that we can get a guaranteed 1 win, so no one goes 0-5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We may have to do that. I will say, G Money predicted that the Pats would only win 5 games this year, and even that's sounding generous.
Should have taken the under.
Now I sound like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did Nestor say they should be? Didn't he say they're going to win like 8 games or something?
It's embarrassing. I said, Nestor said 10. I said 9. Mahlon, you said 8.
Damn.
I think I did cocaine that day.
Damn. No wonder you got a fucking Christmas tree up.
That was that Sarasota cocaine.
That's right. That was.
Yeah. That he must have been drinking that big black cock beer.
BBC. He's like, let me suck down another BBC.
He was gargling the BBC. And that's fine.
Let's go. Somebody in the chat, TH says, half PPR league, would you trade Keenan and Brees for Chase Kenneth and C. Harb? Oh, Chuba Hubbard.
No.
I'm keeping Allen. He's the only offense that Chargers team has. And if Herbert's going to will them to an over 500 record, that man's going to get some points until he gets hurt. He's going to get hurt at some point. But
great question, TH. Thanks for the fantasy callback.
say no unless you were wanting us to say yes and you were on the other end of the trade. And I hope you get it.
Please.
All right. Next game here. Sunday at 1 o'clock. All right, we got some real football finally. We have the 49ers and the Jags. This is in Jacksonville. 49ers, 3-point favorites, even though it's been a little bit of a slide as of late. Mahlon, what do you like here?
All right, this is an interesting game. Who would have thought that at this point in the year the Jaguars would have a better record than the Niners? Right? The Niners are on a 3-game slide, yet the Jaguars are at home +3. The home team right now in Vegas has been getting 1.5, so they're swinging 4.5 points over to the other team. Now, the Niners had given up over 400 total yards of offense with their supposedly great defense the last 2 weeks, but now they got Chase Young. So you're in this mode of how good does Chase Young make them. I'll tell you what it doesn't do. It doesn't make the secondary great. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Jaguars on this one. Because I think that Purdy is pressing. I think he's showing us that he's average. I think there's a lot more film out on him. I still think he's a good quarterback, decent quarterback, but he's not the next Joe Montana. God forbid the next, Tom Brady, like these bang bang Niner gang fucking fans have been saying that he is, calling him the next GOAT because they're all, fucking stupid and doing dick trains with each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Jacksonville. I think that Lawrence and team are gonna do good. ETN, I think, is gonna run crazy on them. I don't think that Chase Young is gonna make that big of a difference on that defense because the secondary is still garbage. They're just not good. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Jasmine. And please don't kick us off of YouTube with what I just said.
um, Go ahead, Nestor.
I just don't see the Niners taking a fourth straight loss. And this is a team that has gone to Jacksonville and won before, so they're serious about business. They get the win here just barely. It's gonna be a close game, but give me the Niners in this one.
G Money.
So, in the last 5 games, the Jaguars are 5-0 against the spread. Overall, they're 6-2 against the spread. The Niners in the last 5 games are 2-3 against the spread, and overall, they're just 4-4 against the spread. Does Chase Young make a difference? I know the Niners and the bang bang up my ass fans are hoping that he makes a difference, that he can help generate a pass rush, because that's what they're missing. They have no pass rush. Bosa has, I think, 3 sacks on the year. That's not like Bosa. And if they can't generate a pass rush, then Mahlon's right. Their secondary is not good. If you get a pass rush and you can sack that quarterback and make him throw the ball before he's ready, then the secondary looks pretty damn good. But it's the rush that gets to him. No, I'm taking the Jaguars plus three points. Niners may win, and they could possibly win, but it should be a close game. And they're not going to cover the spread because that's not what they do.
Yeah, like you said, the Jags being 5-0 against the spread these past 5 games, that was really all I needed to see. And the 49ers just being kind of so against it. The Jags just keep kind of quietly are finding ways to just keep winning games and just keep covering. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the history there. Give me the Jags at home and the 3 points. Should be a very good game, though. I'm looking forward to watching this one at 1 on Sunday. So,
when was the last time a 6-2 team was a 3-point underdog at home?
Right. So weird.
And I just got done saying the first pick that Vegas knows things, but I just went against them. So they'll probably make me look stupid here. But no, you can tell that G Money and I really like the Niners. We're big fans.
Well, I mean, I want to be somewhat smarter about my betting than at times in the past, but still, you look at that Niners team, and yeah, their defense is underperforming. Brock Purdy is pretty much Jimmy G 1.5. He's not, that's who he is. If you watch him, he's Jimmy G 1.5.
I love it.
It's that mid-year refresh, not even the new phone, just the middle of the year.
Yeah, it's we added a couple new apps. That's what we did.
Don't even get the new upgrade. They just got a better camera.
It's the S model.
We added a colorful case and gave it to you.
S model. I love it. Pretty S. Love it.
4 o'clock on Sunday. Detroit and the Chargers. This is in LA, and Detroit are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Nestor, what do you like here?
So last week I went with the Chargers. I'm not doing that again, because that's about as far as that goes. So give me the Lions. They're gonna have Montgomery back. Gibbs had a great game, his last game. So now you have two. You have two running backs that have talent. They're probably gonna use Montgomery to, do his thing in the end zone, and then Gibbs to run it every other time. So yeah, this team offensively, they're very dynamic. So I expect them to beat the Chargers here. So give me Detroit in this one.
All right. G Money.
Detroit doesn't play well on the road, but they're also 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The Chargers are 3-2, and you watched the last Chargers game against the Jets, and it just had no offense. So I mean, pretty much, the Chargers defense looked good. I think against the Lions, they're not going to look so good. I'm going to take the Lions. I think they win. I think they win probably by a touchdown or maybe 6. But give me the Lions minus the points.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm also taking the Lions on the road here to cover those 2.5 points. If they are the team that I think they are, this is one of those games that they just have to win on the road. The Chargers have been really up and down, and Detroit has looked very, very good. They are the better team. Vegas has it right here. They should win this game, and they should do it by at least one possession game. So I'm going to take the Lions here, and I'm really hoping this is not one of those games that the Chargers decide to play really, really well. So, Mahlon?
I mean, G Money said they were in 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games, and we all know that one game was against Baltimore at Baltimore. As my Seahawks found out, that's a tough place to play, people. Not a whole lot happens good for teams not wearing purple, gold, and black. God damn it, that's painful. That's like getting raped with no lube. That was just bad. So Detroit, they get Montgomery back. The 2 surprise running backs that have been overperforming this year have been Montgomery and Swift. I think we can all agree on that. Those are 2 running backs that went to different teams and they were just balling out. So getting Montgomery back, you got a Pro Bowler at tight end, you got a Pro Bowler at wide receiver. Goff definitely shown that he's not just a product of McVay's offense. The Chargers, they got nothing outside of Keenan Allen. Williams is already out for the year. That's kind of par for the course. One of those wide receivers is always out for the year. What'd you say, Nestor?
Eckler.
No, he's terrible. So that offense is just inconsistent. At the end of the day, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'll take Dan Campbell biting kneecaps as a head coach over Staley. Because Staley has shown nothing but to just fuck shit up whenever he has a chance to make the right call, he makes the wrong call. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and take Detroit with the 2.5 points. Or minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Last but not least, the Monday night game. Kind of a weird one. The Broncos at the Bills, where the Bills are 7.5 point favorites. G Money, what do you like here?
So I like Denver. The Bills are 0-5 the last 5 games against the spread. They're basically 3-6 against the spread. Denver's last 5 has been 3-2 against the spread. And the last 3 games, their defense has been giving up an average of 15 points a game. And Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson of about 3.5, 4 years ago. I last looked at, I think his QBR was like 107. His touchdown to interception ratio is really, it is indeed like 4 years ago. And if you take a look at Buffalo, first of all, Buffalo is hurting on defense. They're hurting, and they don't have anybody to step up and help them. And I don't know, but Allen just looks a little off. Last few games, I don't know if he injured his shoulder or something, but he just doesn't look right. So yeah, I'm taking Denver. Give me Denver in the 7.5.
I gotta agree. I'm also going to take the Broncos and the points. It kind of pains me to say it because I swore them off some point last year. I don't think I've picked them a single time since then. But this time around, because the Bills in the state that they're in, I've got to see this being at least a sort of a close game. You know, the Bills will keep it closer than they should because that's just what they've been doing all year. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Broncos and the points. Nestor.
Yeah, we're going 1-4. I'm gonna go with Denver. Yeah, you know what? I've been burned by the Bills twice already. They didn't cover against Tampa. Um, they're just very soft in my opinion. Like that's why I said you know, the uh whatever segment. What did we say?
Oh,
How much of a
they're
threat they are in the AFC?
right
Like a
from 1 to 10.
fucking 4 out of 10. I completely mean that. Especially that spread 7.5. No, yeah, no. Give me Denver. They'll keep it close enough. I expect the Bills to win this one, but they'll get soft towards the end, like typical Bills fashion. So give me the Broncos.
Get soft towards the end. That's the worst. Mahlon.
You all disgust me. Quite frankly. Just disgusting. We are the bag on Russell Wilson show of record. I've already talked about this. I don't give a shit what his QBR is. The man's barely throwing for 200 yards a game. Yeah, he's not throwing a lot of interceptions. That's why his QBR is higher. But he's just playing average. He's not Russell Wilson of 3.5 years ago. He only has 16 touchdowns. He's had just as many bad games as he has good games. He's a lot like Josh Allen right now. He has a really good game or has a really bad game. But I really do think that this is going to be one of those games where Josh Allen balls out. Because I'm not a believer in Denver's defense. I'm just not. And so this is where I'm going to flip the script again, where I didn't agree with Vegas on a couple times, but I'm going to agree with Vegas on this one. Because if I'm anything, I am consistent, people. And Russell Wilson can eat a horse's ass. So I'm taking Buffalo on this, and I hope they lose by 27.5 points, not just 7.5. But I really do think that this is going to be one of those games where Josh Allen has one of those games where everyone's like, "Oh, Josh Allen is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL." So I think it's going to happen.
I hope Samaj Ahmed P. Ryan goes for like 200 yards and then win this game.
Okay, now you're saying P. Ryan. You didn't know it was P. Ryan. You were a parent. Fuck up.
Perrine. Well, Perrine makes more sense.
Perrine, P. Ryan, Pork Ryan, whatever the fuck his name is. Do something.
So the only games that we disagree on is San Francisco and Jacksonville, where Nestor is taking San Francisco to cover, and then Denver and Buffalo, where Mahlon's taking Buffalo to cover.
Oh,
I'm on the Niners Island. I'm in Alcatraz.
Dylan, I gotta say this. Someone just slid into my DMs about 20 minutes ago, Facebook, and this is what they said. Fuck you and your Huskies. Michigan is the greatest. We've never cheated. You didn't deserve to beat us in the Rose Bowl, and you don't deserve a share of the national championship against Miami. Hail to the victors. I'm gonna have some fun with this guy. This, I'm like, I don't know. Like, does he want a blowjob or something? Like, well, what is he looking for here? Who slides into someone? How did he find me?
He took
I mean,
time
okay,
to find.
I guess there's not a whole lot of people named Mahlon. But Heath, that's your fucking name. You can go fuck yourself. You're an idiot, and I hope you step on Legos, slip on an icy sidewalk, and drink Flint water. So that's fun.
If he took the time to find me on Facebook and say some shit, I hope he gets hit by a semi truck.
I hope he watches the show. Actually,
I mean, yeah, I hope he watches the show. And if you took that long to find you, dude has no
Right.
life. Like, dude, get out of your mom's basement. Come on, there's a world out there.
20 minutes ago.
I mean,
it was 23 minutes.
Granted, your mom doesn't have a basement because you live in a fucking single wide trailer in Michigan somewhere, and your mom is also your sister and your girlfriend. But aside from that,
Are we talking about Michigan fans or Alabama fans? I don't.
well, I mean,
Sounds like we're talking about the SEC.
At least Alabama fans can say they've won national championships recently. Michigan fans are just as bad as Dallas fans. When was the last time Michigan won a national championship? Yeah, probably about the same time Dallas won a Super Bowl. They've not been relevant until the last 2 years when Harbaugh was sign stealing. So basically, Michigan is like the Houston Astros.
The
He might
last
just live in
time,
Gainesville.
the last time Michigan won a Super Bowl, I think it, or not a Super Bowl, a national championship. I think it was 1997.
Sheesh.
Is that it?
I think it was. So I think they're 2 years better than Junebug's us Cowboys. I think it was 97, the last time that they won a Super Bowl. Maybe it was 98. Or not, I keep saying Super Bowl. God damn it. National championship. I'm pretty sure it was the 90s.
Right. It was 97.
97. God damn it. Bam. Bam.
So, you know, the Michigan fans are not relevant, and their team isn't relevant. And if they weren't, and why do you have to steal signs on shitty teams in the Big Ten? I mean, you've only got two other teams you have to worry about: Penn State and Ohio State. I mean, other than that, you're going to steal signs from Rutgers? What the fuck? I'm pretty sure there's some high school teams in California that could beat Rutgers.
And what
I mean,
is
I'm
the
pretty sure
color?
Florida has some high school teams that could do that.
They call themselves maize. Their colors are maize and blue. What the fuck color is maize? It's a fluorescent yellow. Like Hyundai puts that on their fucking cars right now. So you can kiss my ass.
But it's funny because
They're
maize is
wearing
Indian
a
word for
basketball
corn.
logo on their jerseys. Okay, got the Air Jordan logo on their jerseys. A basketball logo on a football jersey.
Well, this has been quite the.
You don't have to be you don't have to be brilliant to graduate from Michigan. You just basically have to be able. I mean, you know, it's not like Northwestern, you know, where they actually have academic standards. It's Michigan, by God. I know community colleges that have better academic standards.
Love it.
Thank you
Well,
all
Heath-
for watching and listening. Thanks, Heath.
Go eat a baby Ruth, dumbass.
Thanks
When I
for
say
being,
baby Ruth, I really black cock. That's what I mean.
Thanks for taking the time
Chew on those nuts.
and the resources to go find your favorite co-host on the internet. Folks, we will talk to
My
you
name
all.
is Mahlon Dennis, by the way, people. MAHLONDENNIS. Come find me. TikTok, Facebook. That's fine.
We'll talk to you all next week. Until then, remember it's at AFR Sports at the top of the screen. Have a good week, and we will see you all next week.
Yep.